The history of professional football is filled with great players, but only a select few can truly be called the best ever. Each position on a football team requires special skills, but no position requires as many different skills as quarterback. It has been said that the true measure of a quarterback is how many times he leads his teammates to the championship. If that be the guideline, then Otto Graham is the best ever. Graham quarterbacked the Cleveland Browns from 1946 to 1955, and he led them to a league or conference championship every season he played. But since his coach, Paul Brown, called all the plays, Graham's ability as a field general cannot be evaluated.
Thank you. Good afternoon. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. We're talking about Otto Graham and how he changed the game, but first we're going to go to the college football career. Graham played for college basketball Northwestern, but Wildcats coach Pappy Wofford was so impressed at Graham, the heroes of football game, he invited him onto the team. In the 50s, Graham was the best quarterback of all time at that time. During his short-lived career, and probably the most underrated player of all time. A single winning tailback, Northwestern, 6'1", Graham led Northwestern to 2 upsets over Ohio State. The National League Basketball League, he played for the Rochester Royals. In Graham's lone season, the Royals won a title. In 1946, the Graham won first AAC championship by beating the New York Yankees, who ran an adequate single-wing offense. Cleveland's offense ran wild, top-heavy AAFC, which featured numerous ex-college stars, 15 future Hall of Famers, but did not impress the NFL bigwigs, propelled Graham to a compiled 52-4-3 record. AAFC winning all 4 league titles, the Browns were undefeated in 1948, finishing after the 1949-7 championship game victory. 2 days before, the Browns claimed their 4th championship. However, the league dissolved in December 1949. NFL absorbed the Browns and 2 other AAFC franchises. The backdropper gave 1950 historical validation opportunity in the season opener against the Eagles, dubbed the World Series football for the Super Bowl of today. Cleveland routed Philadelphia 35-10. Graham's of 346 yards, sizzling figure, and error when prolific passing attacks were not the norm. 3 months later, the Cleveland former team, the offensive powerhouse Los Angeles Rams, for the championship in 30-28. Graham threw for 4 touchdowns and piled the 4th quarter comeback. But the Christmas Eve Classic was not nationally televised, thus limiting lasting appeal of the Browns' crowning achievements. In the modern era, Major League Professional Sports, NFL, NBA, and NHL expansion league teams, the Browns are the only team to join a league and win a title in the first season. In the first 6 seasons, the NFL, the Browns won 82% of the games. And Graham played 6 titles. No other quarterbacks have done that in a row in 6 of 6 seasons. The next closest player to do that is 4 in 6 years. In 1951, the Browns lost to the Rams in the championship game rematch. In 1953, the Detroit Lions, team that had 7 future Hall of Famers, beat the Browns for a second straight year, extending Cleveland's streak of title games, losing 3 defeats, losing the 2-3 to there. The defeats ratcheted the pressure on Graham, and emotionally, I was so far down in the dumps those 3 years. He later said, I was a quarterback, I was the leader, it was my fault. No longer after self-admittedly lousy 1953 title game, Graham announced he would retire the following season. In 1954, he assured the season changing his career. The Browns exercised at Lions Demons in 1954 by winning the most lopsided championship game in NFL history, 56-10. That featured 9 turnovers in the route. Graham threw for 3 touchdowns. In his first season as he returned as an NFL football player, he ran for 3 touchdowns in the playoffs and the only player to do that. The team now is a joke and has been a joke for a while, with an exception of the 2020 season. The Lions have also been a joke, with an exception of the 2022 season, but did not make the playoffs. As late June, Graham said he was done with football. He did not pull a Ted Williams and reference Red Sox star retirement year. Instead, he referred to himself as a insurance man. The 33-year-old prepared a veteran into a more lucrative field, but left the comeback door open, notifying the Browns that on retirement, Cleveland Browns quarterback situation was proved unsatisfactory. Brown came calling and agreed to bump Graham's salary to $25,000. The result in 7th championship and status as the quarterback who set a remarkable standard of excellence. After the Browns' 38-14 win against the Los Angeles Rams in 1955, the game's first year, Rams coach Slid Graham said he had a perfect day. The crowd in Los Angeles apparently agreed, sending him into retirement for the good with a standing ovation. Graham Achievements Award was a Drawford Hall of Famer. Contemporaries Norm Van Blocklin and Bobby Lane were also star quarterbacks. He earned 4 all honors to their combine during his 1953 MVP season. Graham leaped his peers in completing percentage, 64.7 passing yards and 10.6 per pass. Graham, nicknamed the Automatic, in his professional career, he averaged about 9 yards per attempt. The ex-running back had 44 rushing touchdowns, also stood as a professional quarterback record for 61 years. Now more on Otto Graham. If the last 4 years decade ruled by him, we talked about the first 6 years owned by Otto Graham. The Browns recorded with a starting quarterback of record of 114-20-4, including a 9-3 record in the playoffs. He also holds the NFL career record for yards per. He also holds the record for the highest career winning percentage for the NFL. Starting quarterback with 14 with Graham in his career won 7 championship games in 10 seasons and reached the championship game in every year he played football. Graham is one of the greatest winners in professional sports. The Browns have declined ever since then. Otto Graham died in 1991, long before Peyton Manning and Brady joined the NFL. He was diagnosed by the standards before Tom Brady and Peyton Manning came along. He was diagnosed as being early Alzheimer's disease in 2001 and as a heart aneurysm in Sarasota, Florida. He died on December 17th, 2003. In NHL, Las Vegas Knights take a commanding 2-0 lead. The Knights beat the Florida Panthers handily. Jonathan Meschat scored 2 goals Brett Howden scored 2 goals in a 7-2 rout. Next game is Thursday. For baseball, click on this link. For the NBA championship, click on this link. We'll do an NHL preview with schizoaffective disorder with an NBA along with dyslexia on Wednesday. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.